EGM Network.
This is the Air Show with your host, Jesse Krisky.
Hello, welcome back to the Vero Beach Air Show. I'm Jesse Krisky, and today we're soaring into the world of high-octane aviation with a guest who knows what it takes to orchestrate one of the premier spectacles in the sky. As the president of the Vero Beach Air Show, he is the man behind the logistics, the legacy, and the local impact. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Rob Lucas. Hey, Rob, how are you?
Good morning, Jesse. Thanks for having me back again.
It's great to have you here in studio, Rob, I got to tell you. The Vero Beach Air Show, May 15th, 16th, and 17th. We're all excited for it. Some people are whispering behind, is it going to happen? Is it not? We've got this conflict in Iran. People are worried. I want you to address the rumors, Rob, if you can, please.
Yeah, Jesse. So we've fielded several phone calls a day from people that are concerned about buying tickets because they've heard of rumors of things being canceled, that the Blue Angels aren't coming. I know Flying Magazine, for instance, ran with an early story that the Blue Angels canceled their first two shows, and the rest of the year was in jeopardy. But that is anything but the truth. What they did was transfer those two shows to other bases. Specifically, the first show of the year was at Luke Air Force Base, and so they just transitioned from one base to another. But our show is on.
All right.
We've been in contact with them. All of the other performers have been in contact with us, so everything is moving forward as planned. And I just want to dispel those rumors because like I said, we are fielding 4 or 5, maybe 6 phone calls a day about that.
Okay, that's important. Yeah, and I understand the Blues were just in Brevard County.
They were just in Cocoa 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. So it is on. The Vero Beach Air Show is on. We're all excited for it. It is all speed go. What's the air terminology for it? All systems go?
All systems go.
All systems go.
I think we're, like I said, all the planning is over, and now it's just activation of everything and all the plan.
All right, very good. So get your tickets at veroairshow.com. It's going to be an awesome weekend, the 15th, 16th, and 17th of May. And those Blue Angels are going to roar into town. They're going to create a lot of noise. And if you've got pets, if you've got dogs, that's something you might want to think about, right, Rob?
Yeah, so that's very near and dear to me. My wife and I have 3 dogs, and 2 of them aren't so fond of noise. So starting about 9 a.m. on Thursday, the 14th of May, you're going to start to hear when the planes arrive. They'll be on the ground for a little bit just after 9 a.m. And starting probably in the neighborhood of 10:30, they'll start their circle maneuvers, and then they'll do some more circle maneuvers in the afternoon. So you're going to want to make sure your pets are secure and indoors. Maybe turn on some white noise. Like I said, it's very near and dear to me. And as we progress through the weekend, they'll have 2 practices on Friday, Friday morning again, and then Friday afternoon. And then, of course, we have the night show Friday night that's capped off with the big fireworks display.
Yes.
And that's another concern for pet owners. So we just want to make sure anybody in the city limits, and certainly just in the periphery of the city, watching out for your animals and making sure that they're comfortable, and like I say, some white noise in the background would sure help. And then so the show starts around noon on Saturday, and the Blues will fly Saturday afternoon sometime around the 3 o'clock mark. So you're going to hear that noise Saturday afternoon around 3, and then again Sunday afternoon about the same time. So during those times where the noise is kind of at its peak, I would say you want to make sure your pets have been walked and they're back indoors.
Okay, yeah.
If you're in the city limits.
Yeah, we want to reduce the stress on those pets as much as we can.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so once again, what day are the Blues flying into town?
They'll fly into town on May 14th, Thursday morning, about 9 a.m.
Thursday morning, yes. 9 a.m. Okay,
yeah, Thursday morning around 9, and they'll be on the ground for a little bit, and then they'll start doing some flying Thursday and again Friday.
Okay, it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a big fun weekend. It is gonna be a loud weekend though. So
certainly during those time periods when they're flying.
Yeah. So take care of those pets. We want to address kids under 12. There's special prices for kids under 12.
Yes, sir. Kids under 12 are free with a paid accompanying adult.
Free. Can't beat free.
Can't beat free for children under 12. And I think that's something that is often overlooked as people look at purchasing tickets. But like I said, children under 12 are free with a paid accompanying adult to come into the show. And currently the general admission pricing is about $30
okay.
for the adult.
All right, great.
With some premium tickets still available. There's a lot of seats left in the Barnstormer, but those traditionally start to sell out toward the show. So if you're on the fence line for a little bit upgraded experience, I would get online and go ahead and buy those Barnstormer tickets now. Traditionally, within the last week to 10 days, they sell out.
All right. So get online, go to VeroAirShow.com, get those official tickets. And you want to support the Vero Air Show because the Vero Beach Air Show is 100% volunteer run. So all the money raised and generated goes right here into the community. It goes back into charity. So that's real important.
Yes, that's a great point, Jesse. It does go back into the community through donations through the charitable organizations that both run the vendor booths at the air show, and then again through direct contributions after the air show.
Yeah, very good. So get those tickets, VeroAirShow.com. And there are still some available. And like Rob said, kids under 12 get in free with the accompaniment of an adult.
Yes.
So that's great. And there's a lot going on at the Vero Beach Airport right now, Rob. There's a lot of expansion going on, and there's changes. And I understand there's changes to the parking and the entry this year.
There certainly is, Jesse. There's a lot of construction going on. And of course, with American, JetBlue, and Breeze flights continuing to build in Vero. So we will not be using those parking lots that we've traditionally used in front of the terminal this year.
Okay.
The entryway for everybody will be off of 43rd on the west side of the airport. There'll be a single point of entry. Parking will be on the runway, runway 4, and then there'll also be parking at the old Dodgertown Golf Club across the street with shuttle service provided. Heard some recent frustrations about trying to get in and park around the terminal during the air show, but there will only be one gate this time as that airline service continues to expand.
Okay, great. All right, very good. So if you're going to the air show, enter through the 43rd Avenue.
Yes, it'll be at 40, just adjacent to 43rd and Aviation Boulevard.
Okay, very good. And do you have any tips for exiting?
Exiting, just stay patient.
Yeah.
Stay patient. You know, some people complain. Some people can't believe how fast it took them 10 minutes to get out.
Yeah.
But, you know, you don't go to any big NFL games down in Miami or any big sporting or concert events anywhere and expect just to leave, you know, upon, you know, the end of the show or the game.
You're right.
So it does take time anywhere. Egress and ingress is always part of it.
Yeah. Whenever you put thousands of cars on the street all at once, in a town like Vero Beach, it's going to happen. But I got to say, 2 years ago, I was impressed with how quickly we got out of there. I think we got home in about a half hour.
Yeah, Lieutenant Harrelson and the police department do a great job. They get them out, get them moving. And it's just, you know, the thing is, you just have to be patient. Stay for a little bit extra. Stay an extra 10 or 15 minutes after the show's complete. You know, you can walk around still. We're not just telling everybody to leave immediately. And then once you're ready to go after that 10, 15, 20-minute time period, maybe the traffic will be less.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah. Lieutenant Matt Harrelson, shout out to him. He does a great job. And Vero Beach Police Department, you guys all do a great job. And we thank you.
We work hard at it.
Yeah. Yeah. Rob, you're amazing. So Rob, we want to thank Piper Aircraft and all the sponsors, Piper Inc.
Absolutely. John, the CEO of Piper, John Contagno, does a great job. He always steps up and helps us. And we're just very fortunate to have them as our presenting sponsor again, in addition to our partnership with WPBF 25 this year as our media partner. There's so many sponsors, it's hard to list them all, but we've got Chris Bieber over at South State Bank is always behind us. Southern Eagle Distributing and the Peter W. Bush Family Foundation is always behind us. And then, of course, we've got participating charities like Halo that brings dogs out. So you'll have the opportunity to meet some dogs that are available for adoption during that time.
Great.
We've got some different vendors, different businesses that'll be showcasing their wares as well this time. And many of them have stepped up and become sponsors as well. So there's about 12 to 15 different companies that are stepping up to that.
Awesome. Awesome. Very good. Rob Lucas, president of the Vero Beach Air Show. Now, the Blue Angels recently named Vero Beach as the Civilian Air Show of the Year. Now, so for those of us who aren't in the industry, what does that award actually represent? And what's the secret that helped your team beat out much larger cities? Let's face it.
I think the word, in a word, if I had to sum it up, would be hospitality. They enjoy coming here. We look to take care of every aspect of their manual and go above and beyond, making them feel welcome and part of our community for the weekend. So I would say, in a word, it's hospitality.
Yeah, well, I got to say it's a lot of due to the hard work that you yourself, Rob, and all of your team puts in. So we really want to thank you for making this, the civilian air show of the year.
Jesse, I'm just fortunate to represent more than 1,000 volunteers, and we are an all-volunteer board. We take about a month off between shows, and obviously our show's every other year, so we maybe take June and July off this summer, and we'll start planning the 2028 show right away.
All right, very good. You heard it. 2028 Vero Beach Air Show. All right, it's coming. But first, we are all excited for this year's Vero Beach Air Show, May 15th, 16th, and 17th. Of course, May 15th, that's the Friday night show. That's the special show in the dark. And then May 16th, that's your Saturday. Blue Angels fly on Saturday and Sunday. And the Saturday night, the 16th, you've got the free food fest going on at Riverside Park under the Oaks, free admission. And of course, the Sunday finale show, Sunday afternoon, May 17th. So get your tickets at veroairshow.com.
And let's not forget about the 2-mile run on Sunday morning.
Yes, good point.
I believe there's only about 80 spots left for that run. So if you're a runner, we've opened it to 350 entries. You'll get a general admission ticket, a T-shirt, and a medal, and a special photo opportunity as part of that fee for the run.
Great point. Yeah, and that run takes place right there on the runway. You're running right past the Blues.
Right on the runway, you'll be running right past their flight line.
Yeah, that's super cool. All right, very good. May 15th, 16th, and 17th, Vero Beach Air Show. Get online, get those tickets, veroairshow.com. All right. Well, thanks a lot, Rob, for joining us today.
Thanks for having me again and for all your support, Jesse.
All right. Thanks a lot. We'll see you at the Vero Beach Air Show, May 15th, 16th, and 17th. I'm Jesse Krisky. Until then, take care.